What's good, everybody? It's your boy Anonymous, the author, aka Anonymous Rap Guy, and I am back with another podcast episode. What's up with y'all today, man? I'm in a pretty good mood. Today's episode is going to be about health and wellness, taking care of yourself mentally, spiritually, financially, and physically. So yeah, that's what today's episode is going to be about. But before we jump into all that, well, actually part of all that, I want to talk about finance. I want to talk about finances. I saw that Walmart is going to be starting up a bank pretty soon, and I figured that this was like a perfect spot, perfect point, perfect topic to talk about today because clearly Walmart doesn't really cater to, we'll say, high-profile people, where you don't see a lot of Fortune 5,000 companies getting their filling their fulfillments getting shipped from Walmart. These are mostly low-income families. Statistically, not just me judging. I'm not judging anybody to shop at Walmart because I will get a couple things my damn self from Walmart because them prices, you feel me? But when you have somebody, especially a large industry like Walmart, focusing on like low-income families, like people from low income, you gotta have a lot of regulatory oversight, just from the simple fact that it's very easy to take advantage of poor people. Like, it's very easy to have unnecessary fees. Plus, they say they're a bank. Y'all know how I feel about banks. If you don't know, I come from a credit union background. That's where everything started for me. That's where that's just where I got all this information from that I talk about all the time. Like, I kind of regret going to college just for the simple fact that I learned a lot more on the job at a credit union, learning more about statements, learning more about interest, learning more about just everything that you need to know, like what a good bank account is. Like, well, I've banked with several big banks over the years, and I find I just got used to the fees that they charged you, like monthly fees. Like, they used to call them account upkeep fees. Like, I was like, how do you upkeep my account and I'm the one depositing money into it? All those type of fees I used to just hate, but it just became so ingrained in the industry. Like, you just got used to it. You're like, okay, who has the most fees for this? Who has the least amount of fees? But when I started banking with credit unions, like, you realize that you get lower interest rates on like loans and things like that. You get higher interest rates on the money that give back to you. Now, I'm not gonna act like they dropping bans on people. They're not gonna give you money for no reason, but it is, 2 to 3 times higher than you find in most commercial banks. So if you can get you a credit union, but back to this Walmart thing. Two of the top people that are going to be orchestrating getting this Walmart thing together have worked for Goldman Sachs before. Now, Goldman Sachs, I just have question marks all around this, man. I don't want to put a dark cloud over this because competition is always good for the market. Just like how Robinhood eliminated fees from investing in basic investor and trading accounts. This could be good for the market. This could make a lot of companies come over to the side of, okay, let's reduce our fees down because Walmart is just so huge and large. Plus, they're focusing on the fintech side of things, financial technology. For those who are I'm just buttermouth. That's all it is. I know you heard of Butterfingers. I got buttermouth today, but they're focusing on fintech. And fintech really drives the cost down because you don't have a lot of overhead. You don't have a lot of people working in the banks necessarily. I've worked in fintech after my credit union job, and it's very fast paced, but it's very interesting. You get to learn a lot about the background and the goings on in actual banks without actually having to deal with banks. I did loans myself, commercial loans for businesses, and it was very interesting to see things that are looked at, things that are reviewed. It's not that much different from a personal loan. It's just numbers are bigger, information is more. You do a lot more risk management in fintech than actual like transactions, I've noticed. But it was really fun, really a good time. Really taught me about getting my own business started. I did start my own business, so shouts out to my previous employer. Y'all rock out there. But I keep getting off topic. Y'all know I'm good for that. But back to the Walmart thing. It's just a lot of things about it on paper, just with the information that came out that I'm kind of skeptical about. But I'm always one that thinks competition is king. Competition helps the market, so we can't just say that banks are banks and they should operate how they've always been operating. Banks have drastically gone down since the pandemic hit. I read a statistic that it went from over 11,000 separate commercial banks to under 5,000 since the pandemic hit. So it's really been a lot of consolidation, a lot of folding into other places, a lot of getting absorbed, not so much expansion, not so much growth as a lot of people would have you believe. And I'm not one for consolidating it all. Either go out of business and start up a new venture or just completely leave it alone. Consolidating just gets a lot of things mixed up. I just had one of my favorite online business banking accounts get closed because they consolidated with another company and they don't offer some of the same features that I like. So I decided just to make sure, just to keep it closed, and I'll get my banking elsewhere. But that's for another day, man. Fintech is the future. Just with money, with finances, it's just easier. It's easier to do. A lot of people that still do in-person banking just don't understand. I mean, I don't want to say just don't understand, but don't really use a lot of the fintech information at their hands. They're still getting money orders. They still feel like they have to be in person for a loan. They want to have that one-to-one personal relationship. And while that personal relationship is useful, because it can help you a lot, especially when you're coming from the bottom, where you need a helping hand from somebody that knows you, that can really, hey, you're good for it just because I know you. I mean, that can be helpful, but that's also how a lot of loans don't get paid back. Trust me, I know. So I really hope that, I really am hoping that this turns out to be the best for everybody. But if you're gonna start a Walmart account, just go in there asking the same questions you would for any bank. Make sure that you say, hey, what are interest rates? What fees are going to be associated with this account? Is my personal information going to be sold? Are you guys going to advertise to me more? Are you guys going to pull money from my account? Do I get any special kind of discounts? Like, these are the questions that I know a lot of people are going to want to know. But with regulatory oversight, a lot of that isn't going to be possible, just from the aspect of you can't cross-breed. You can't cross your streams, in a sense. You know, don't cross your streams from Ghostbusters. Some of you millennials might not get, but don't cross the stream. So you can't filter people into Walmart just because they're banking there. You have to make sure that their money is their money, and that just because somebody comes into your establishment, you can't sell them the moon hoping to get the stars. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense to anybody out there. So just really with that being said, I wish the best for this. Definitely going to be skeptical about it. Definitely going to keep my eyes on it. Definitely going to keep my ears open, because Walmart just isn't known for doing the best practices. I mean, a lot of people already go there to get their finances taken care of. They get checks cashed there. They do have the prepaid debit cards. They do have, I don't think that they have a credit card. I think it's just a prepaid debit card that you send money to, and that they allow you to use to buy stuff online and things like that. So this could be a step in the right direction. Maybe they even start giving back a little bit of the millions and millions and billions of dollars that they've earned so wonderfully. But you already know they don't treat their employees the best. They don't necessarily believe in unionizing. There's a lot of things that they don't believe in. So it'll just be interesting to see where this all goes, man. I wonder what you guys think about this. Will any of you be closing down your brick and mortar bank accounts to move over to Walmart? I know I won't be. I wish everybody the best of luck that chooses to do this, but I'm keeping my black butt in the credit union. And I'm going to watch from a distance and hope it all turns out right and beautiful. And I hope everybody gets the best and most out of this that they possibly can. But Walmart's history and Walmart's track record is that they don't do a lot of things right. They kind of have some stumblings out the gate. Now, while the pandemic was going on, I got to say, Walmart was beautiful. It was a one-stop shop. You didn't have to worry about going to a bunch of different places, getting exposed to different things, having to take your mask on and off. It was like, hey, you go to Walmart once, you in there for 2 hours or so. I'm a little bit of a slow shopper, you know what I mean? They definitely got to know me very well. I asked hella questions, and I came in, I know they saw me on the security cam. I'm like, okay, who's got him today? But I think Walmart does some things right. Finances and fintech is not a large leap for them. They've tried to do banks in the past, but I'm always skeptical of big banks, man. I'm always skeptical of anything when these huge businesses step in and dip a toe in. You know what I mean? I'm always watching them like, okay, what's really going on? What y'all really got going on back there? But we'll see what happens. We'll really see what happens. I remember the Rush card. I don't know if you guys remember that from Russell Simmons when he was actually around. It really had a bunch of fees. Like I said, it was targeted at low-income people. It was targeted very heavily towards African Americans, just because I'll say that for the simple fact of that was the main demographic that it was targeted towards. Most of the commercials that I saw had African Americans in it. They were really not advertised. What I saw in the richer neighborhoods where I went to, it was mostly like I believe I saw it ad in like a Slam magazine. Like it was really like tried to market towards urban
Hey man, thanks for watching the podcast. Make sure you check out the full episode, available wherever you consume podcasts, man. Anonymous Author Podcast, available every Thursday, man. Weekly. Make sure you support on Patreon. Make sure you can give whatever you can give. It really supports the show. It really supports me, and make sure I can keep giving you guys really dope content. I'll catch y'all later. Be smart, be safe. Y'all know the rest. Peace.